forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of Applewood smoked bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, and butter toffee peanuts. Kanye is spilling his own tea about an inappropriate relationship he had with his male cousin. Ooh, baby, this one right here is messier than a Waffle House parking lot at 3 a.m. So boom, Kanye West been out here spilling family tea like it's sweet tea in the summer. On his latest track, Cousins, Ye takes it there. And we mean way there. He claims he had some inappropriate moments with a family member back in the day. Yep, a whole cousin. The same cousin who, according to Ye, is now doing a life sentence for allegedly taking the life of a pregnant woman. Kanye said the whole thing went left after he told his cousin they couldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Now, while folks were still trying to pick their jaws up off the floor from that revelation, Jeffree Star slid back onto the timeline like, hey, y'all remember me? He dropped a tweet that had folks side-eyeing hard, seeming to confirm those old rumors that he might have been part of the reason Kim and Kanye's marriage hit the skids. Yep, those same rumors that had the internet in a chokehold for a minute. He basically said, you know what? Maybe I did have something to do with it. At this point, this saga got more twists than a soap opera, and the internet is eating it up with the side of lemon pepper wings and a gossip group chat on speed dial. Come on in here, Auntie. I know you got something to say.
Ooh, baby. Now you really stirring the pot. Auntie ready to slow cook this tea on low. Come on, let's go ahead and talk about it. So, now listen, let's go back to 2021, okay? When the streets, and by the streets, I mean TikTok, Twitter, and the group chats, they was on fire over the Kanye West and Jeffree Star rumors. This was during the height of the whole why did Kim file for divorce mystery, nobody really knew. And then who slid in with her wig tilted? And her teacup full? Miss Wendy Williams, of course. Y'all remember back in 2021, our messy but beloved former queen of daytime, I'm about to say queen of drama, same thing. Queen of daytime, Wendy Williams, got wind of those Kanye and Jeffree Star rumors. And honey, she didn't hold back at all. Y'all might have remembered when she said, there's nothing wrong with that, but we hadn't heard that. Wendy said it with her signature side-eye smirk. Like she knew a little extra behind the scenes, but was trying to keep it cute. Then she hit us with the 1-2 punch. She said, if it's true, then Kim knew. Up, baby, boom.
Jeffree Star is a good friend of Kanye's, and Jeffree Star is, he loves to party. He is worth more money than Kanye, they say. And he does a lot of, and he spends a lot of time in Wyoming, which is where Kanye, that's all I'm saying, is where Kanye likes to stay.
Just like that, she dropped the mic. Dropped the mic and sipped her tea, like a woman who's seen a few NDA-protected receipts in her day. The whole vibe of Wendy was given, look, y'all might want to laugh, but Kim ain't just leaving over socks on the floor. In other words, this woman ain't just leaving her husband for no good reason. You know what I'm saying? And we couldn't figure it out. And she had a good point. Because Kim, she been dealing with public embarrassment from Kanye, like it was a part-time job. Honey, and for her to file for divorce, because that would have been her 1, 2, second, third marriage, child, I lost count. So something serious had to be brewing, And now let's fast forward to 2025. Now here comes Jeffree Star. Years later, when everybody had moved on, popping back up on the timeline, with a little tweet that felt real slick, like, you know what? Y'all wasn't crazy about them rumors after all. And the internet, all it takes is one eyebrow-raising post, and boom, old tea becomes today's news. Okay, we all up in it. Now, do I think something happened between Jeffree and Kanye? Look, I don't put nothing past nobody in Hollywood. That town is glitter, gossip, and grown folk secrets. Y'all hear me? But I also know some people will attach themselves to drama for clout, especially when they name been collecting dust. Okay, because ain't nobody been talking about Jeffree Star. Ain't nobody said nothing about it. Ain't nobody called for him or sent for him. And as for Ye, y'all, with everything he said lately, the cousin confession, the constant spiraling, the chaos, he either crying out for help, trolling for attention, or a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? He like a walking headline factory at this point, just shooting them out. I don't know why Kanye is such a doggone stunt queen. I don't know why he need all this attention. Many of us say, and we'll probably agree, that Kanye began this downward spiral shortly after his mother transitioned. I don't think that ever set right with him. You know, he didn't have a chance to say goodbye. It's not like she had a long illness. She died suddenly and at a pretty young age. And I think that disrupted Kanye's world and his psyche. And I would guess that Kanye was diagnosed with a mental disorder, but when his mama was here, he was stabilized and he was medicated. But let's not get distracted. I want to circle back around to this. If Kanye is dealing with some unresolved trauma with his cousin, that deserves real care and attention. Because if he finally stepping into his truth, you know, or using his, I don't know if he's trying to step into his truth, you know what I'm saying, by coming out the closet, or if he's trying to use his art to process pain. Cool. Either way, but let's not play games with real deep topics like that. You know what I'm saying? To stay viral. That ain't cool. That's not healing, that's headline chasing. See what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, this type of thing happens far more often than we like to admit in families. It's given, watch who your kids play with and check on them frequently when they're in them rooms playing, okay? Just pop your head in every now and then. But anyway, it could have been an opportunity for him to help other people heal. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever happened to his ministry anyway? You know, the gospel choir. You know, whatever happened to church? You know, Kanye, it's in there. It's somewhere deep down in there, Kanye. You had a space in your heart for you know, ushering healing in for other people. I don't know where that went to. You know what I'm saying? But this could have been that opportunity, and not for you to, you know, just try to drop some controversy around, you know, a new song. And it don't surprise me that this cousin, you know, is serving, you know, life in prison. Because Kanye, if he was out and about, you wouldn't just be, you know, dropping stuff like this. You said it because he can't get to you. You better hope he don't get pardoned or paroled or, you know, escape, because, you know, might be a misunderstanding. Because you know what I'm saying? You're not just telling your trauma, you're telling his too. That ain't right. And as for Jeffree, let's just say if drama were currency, he'd be on the Forbes list, okay? So baby, believe what you want to, but do it with discernment, because sometimes the tea is hot and sometimes it's just recycled bath water. You know what I'm saying? So keep your eyes open, baby. Hollywood always got another twist coming. And Auntie got her feet up, margarita with her sour peach rings in it in hand, watching it unfold like the season finale of a BET drama. I'm in it to win it.